We have a massive Mavericks trade update that'll put a lot of chatter to rest and put a lot of fans at ease. When the Dallas Mavericks won the NBA lottery, they let it be known that they will be drafting Cooper Flagg with that pick. There's no trading it away for Kevin Durant. There's no drafting some other player out of left field that none of us saw coming. We will be getting Cooper Flagg. And although that is a blessing to get a player that talented like Cooper Flagg, it does come with its own set of problems. We've talked about PJ Washington and is he a starter? Is he coming off the bench for Cooper Flagg? We've talked about Daniel Gafford, his contract extension. Someone may get traded. There's been a lot of rumors swirling around that are leaving a lot of fans just unsure of who's going to be on the team come the start of the season. But a report came out the other day that puts all this to rest, and it leaves fans rest assured that things are going to be okay for the future. So in this video, we're going to take a look at that report, see what it actually has to say, what direction does this mean that the Mavericks are going to take, and also what does it mean for the future? But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we're currently sitting at 21,010 subscribers, only 990 away from our goal of 22,000 subs. So if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related all summer long as we navigate a summer of trades and free agency and the draft, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on a single thing that we do. But the Dallas Mavericks do have a new set of problems. Ever since we got the number 1 overall pick that some people say was rigged in our favor, thank you Adam Silver, but with getting the number 1 pick, things are a lot different. Prior to the NBA lottery, we knew that we needed a point guard. Kyrie Irving will be out till, honestly, probably late January or early February. We do have some options. We have Brandon Williams. We could bring back Dante Exum or Spencer Dinwiddie. We have Jaden Hardy. Najee Marshall can also man the point guard position. But we did need a little bit of help. Cool. We get the 11th or 12th pick. You draft a point guard. You go about the summer. Things are fine. You start the season. But things are never that easy in Dallas as we were given the number 1 overall pick, which means obviously we're drafting Cooper Flagg, who is a small forward. It does help us, at least in the talent department, in getting a very good young player, but that opens up a new can of worms as far as problems. With Anthony Davis at the power forward position, PJ Washington has been moved to the small forward. Cooper Flagg plays a small forward, which means what for PJ? Is he still going to start? Is he coming off the bench? Is he backing up Cooper? Is he backing up Anthony Davis? None of us know this, but it is something that needs to be established before the start of the season, especially since PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford are both up for contract extensions. And with this whole issue of, not really an issue, but with getting Cooper Flagg at $14 million a year on his rookie deal, does pose some problems. That'll put us about $2 to $4 million over the second apron, which makes it even hard to extend our guys and maybe even get free agents. And the other day, we talked about many rumors swirling around the Dallas Mavericks as apparently we're just willing to give up anybody. I'll put up the old report. It said that the Lakers would probably have to overpay if they want to get Daniel Gafford. They would probably have to overpay. It would probably have to be something like Gabe Vincent, Dalton Connect, and a first for Gafford, and that's a lot. First of all, Gabriel Vincent, Dalton Connect, and a first-round pick is not a lot for Daniel Gafford, especially when he is exactly what you need, Los Angeles Lakers. And honestly, Gafford probably means more to the Mavericks than to other teams, but regardless, it's things like this. When you have a team like the Dallas Mavericks who have players who are up for extension, you have Cooper Flagg, you know that we're trying to get out of these second aprons so we avoid luxury taxes. Other teams think that we're just going to give away our players. And a lot of fans think that too. There have been a lot of trade rumors and speculations that we're going to trade either one of PJ Washington or Daniel Gafford. Shortly after the NBA lottery, it was reported that PJ might actually be gone. A lot of people think he's the odd man out because of position and situations. But if we take a look right here, I even dropped my own video not too long ago, about 11 days ago, trade inevitable. However, we're just discussing how somebody has to go. The money just doesn't make sense. You draft Cooper Flagg, you're in the second apron. You are struggling to keep both Gafford and PJ. And on top of that, Kyrie Irving's up for an extension. Things would have gotten tricky until we got this report that, I'm all over the place. Mark Stein says it's the Dallas Mavericks' preference not to trade Daniel Gafford or PJ Washington. I'm not sitting here saying they won't be traded. I just think their preference is they would love to find a way to not have to surrender either one. I just don't know if that's practical. To me, that's amazing news. PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, or in some way, shape, or form, cornerstone players of this team. They make up the identity. Last season, or two seasons ago at this point, we all saw the transformation that happened to this team when we trade for PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford. PJ Washington, able to put the ball on the floor, attack the basket, defend the perimeter and the paint, who was the OKC killer, one of the major reasons why we even made it to the finals, has been amazing for us. And even last year, by the numbers, he's improved in almost every category. And although he missed some time due to ankle injuries and that weird sickness that was floating around, PJ Washington was still good for us despite going scoreless in an elimination game. But he has still been amazing for this team. Definitely on a team-friendly contract currently, and hopefully that extension doesn't hurt us too much. A wing defender is just an amazing commodity to have these days. A player like OG Anunoby or even Herb Jones are players that will get big paydays. I mean, OG Anunoby is getting $200 million from the New York Knicks. PJ Washington isn't going to get $200 million, but he could command something substantial. And then there's Daniel Gafford, who has just been amazing for us. Out the box from the trade, Daniel Gafford was rivaling Wilt Chamberlain records. Something that I don't know any modern day NBA player who has been able to rival Wilt Chamberlain records. Looking absolutely amazing. The lob threat that we never really had in recent memory. Daniel Gafford has been awesome for the Dallas Mavericks. And since we also have Derrick Lively, we have a two-headed monster. When it's all said and done, both PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford are essential to the success of this team. They add depth. They are the identity of this team. They help add to the identity of this team, as well as they're just great locker room guys. You never hear anything bad about PJ or Gafford. They're very personable people. I've met Gafford. He's a great guy. But these are two players that we will need if we want to win now. As everybody's been saying, we're in a win now mode. For the Dallas Mavericks, those are win now players. And especially when it comes to a player like Kyrie Irving, if we just want to throw that in the mix as well, because we're talking about money, and Kyrie Irving is up for not up for an extension, but he has a player option. He could obviously deal with that over the summer. But a report did come out the other day saying after re-signing Kyrie Irving, which seems to be a done deal at this point, and drafting flag, the Mavericks will likely be over the second apron. The second apron limits teams' ability to make roster moves as it comes with serious trade and free agency restrictions that Dallas must avoid. So that right there shows you that when we do re-sign Kyrie and once we draft Cooper Flag, we're in the second apron. We will have to shed some salary, but it really isn't that bad. I've already taken a look at the numbers. We'll be about $2 to $4 million roughly over the second apron, which in reality, that's just a salary dump. Either you find someone to take Dwight Powell, as he's the only Mavericks player to survive this long. You dump his contract, or Caleb Martin, or Omax, or Jaden Hardy. Jaden Hardy might be the one. Either one of those players frees us up to give other players better contracts, get them their extensions that they deserve, keep the team together, especially the main core, and we're good to go. And in the report that Mark Stein showed, that shows that the Dallas Mavericks must be having good negotiations with Gafford as well as PJ, or at least good conversations about coming back, their role on the team as far as starter or coming off the bench, which is a positive for this team. After having a season like last season, we want to go into this upcoming season with the most positivity, the most good news. Guys in good spirits, they're well rested, they're healthy, they're not getting all banged up and injured. That is what we definitely need, especially once when Kyrie comes back. The healthier we are, the absolute best. But the last thing that we definitely want to take a look at is talking about Kyrie Irving. This is right here, a report came out the other day that Kyrie Irving is expected to re-sign with the Mavericks, which is absolutely amazing. I don't think, at least for me, this wasn't really newsworthy. This wasn't really something crazy. I truly did believe that Kyrie Irving was going to re-sign and come back. A lot of people thought after how last season went that Kyrie was, he's gone. He's going to want to go to LA, play with Luka, or he's going to want to follow Kevin Durant somewhere for a second time. But no. Kyrie Irving is staying in Dallas. He is expected to sign with the Mavericks. I want to say there's only a few weeks left for this extension, for the decision to be made. So in the upcoming weeks, we will be seeing some news about Kyrie Irving and his extension, whether or not he opts in or out of his player option. And what does that extension look like? We're not too sure. The whole apron situation and how the money works in the NBA is very, very tricky. But the Dallas Mavericks will still have to negotiate or have to navigate through that. But it is a good thing to know that they're not really thinking about trading anybody just yet. Not saying no one's going to get traded. Something could change. Someone very much well could be traded. But at least for right now, that's not our number one concern. We're not thinking, okay, we got Cooper Flag, trade PJ. None of that's going on. And hopefully we will find out soon where these players are and what do their new contracts look like. But let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think we should still trade PJ and or Gafford? Do you think that we should re-sign Kyrie or let him go? Do you think we should even draft Cooper Flag? Let me know what you're thinking in the comment section down below. We can have a conversation about it. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for making part to the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. And as always, y'all take care. Drink water. Peace.